Say that
They
again?
went through Melania's underwear drawer.
The talking point. This is a talking point.
Steady hand. Merrick Garland was very careful not to politicize his investigations. Are you telling? Wait, guys, I have a question. I have a question.
Kidding me?
Adam Mockler went on Chris Cuomo's show to debate Chris Cuomo and conservative commentator Scotty Nell Hughes. The topic of discussion was Trump and the Epstein files. So we're going to take a look at these clips of Adam Mockler on Chris Cuomo's show. I'll be adding my own take along the way. Let's break this down together.
And someone who's newer to this arena, progressive Gen Z podcaster, my friend Adam Mockler. Adam, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Part of that is mythology and part of it is material. You're right about trafficking, so let's focus on it where it actually is in reality, which is inside the country. What we used to call prostitution and pimps are now called traffickers and trafficked individuals. Let's focus on that, not Epstein, because you're never going to get satisfaction on that. And Adam, that's my problem with you guys. I believe that the left jumping on the Epstein train is just because you think it's bad for Trump. Because if you really cared about disclosing anything, you would have done it on your watch.
Yeah, a few things. First of all, I agree that the conspiracy has been overblown in many areas. That tends to happen. But there is definitely more about Trump in this Epstein investigation, and we know that. We know that because new evidence surfaced last week. That journal that was sent to Epstein on his 50th birthday, that was a part of the federal investigation, but wasn't released to the public until about a week ago. So that alone proves there was more material in there. But I mean,
Adam,
Biden's DOJ worked a little,
Adam, not every disclosure advances your understanding. The president says he never sent any card for his 50th birthday, but let's say he forgot. Let's say he did. And he drew a pretty little picture and he wrote little silly things on it for Epstein's 50th birthday. How does that inform you to anything nefarious that you didn't know before?
So there are two big points here where I completely disagree with Chris Cuomo. First, this idea that Democrats are only interested in the Epstein files because it looks bad for Donald Trump. That's just not true. Every Democrat or progressive I've talked to has the same attitude. If you were involved, lock them up, whether it's Bill Clinton or Donald Trump. And that's where you see a big difference between Democrats and MAGA Republicans. MAGA will always protect Donald Trump no matter what. But Democrats are not in a cult around Bill Clinton or anybody else. And second, Chris Cuomo's defense of Trump here is just weak. Donald Trump says he didn't send that birthday card to Jeffrey Epstein, and Chris Cuomo shrugs like maybe we should take his word for it. But Adam Mockler is right to call that out. Donald Trump is a proven liar. Fact checkers counted tens of thousands of lies during his presidency. So why would we believe him now? Chris Cuomo is just trying to play both sides, and Adam Mockler exposes that perfectly.
I'm just saying this administration ran on transparency. I really quickly want to go back to what you were saying about Biden not releasing this. The Biden DOJ worked a lot differently. Merrick Garland, whether you like him or don't like him.
This is a talking point. This is a talking point.
Steady hand. Merrick Garland was very careful not to politicize his investigations. Are you telling? Wait, guys, I have a question. I have a question.
Kidding me?
Are you telling me that Donald Trump would allow Pam Bondi to open an investigation to Donald Trump Jr.? Would that happen?
I'm saying that under the I'll answer a question with a question. Here's what I'm saying. If you think that Merrick Garland wouldn't have dropped a bomb on Donald Trump's head,
he waited like 2 or 3 years to even investigate a stolen election from Donald Trump. Donald Trump tried to steal the election and Merrick Garland waited forever.
Are you kidding me? They literally tied Trump up for the last 4 years to do everything they could to get him to not be able to run in 2024, especially as he continued to gain momentum and win following the assassination attempt. If you don't think Kamala Harris wouldn't have pulled this out if there was anything devastating to Trump, it's not about Trump. This was absolutely abysmal for Democrats prior to the last month. Democrats hated Epstein. Absolutely,
Kamala Harris didn't have the ability.
Everybody can agree on the left and the right that the DOJ was definitely monopolized and was utilized to go against Trump and those people that were a part of, just like they used the IRS against conservatives in 2012, they definitely utilized the DOJ to target conservatives underneath the Biden administration.
Can you point to one example
definitely
of Kamala
target Trump
Harris?
and his family. They went through
Kamala
Melania's
Harris
underwear
with
drawer.
The DOJ? Say that again?
They went through Melania's underwear drawer. I mean, you cannot get more targeting than that.
After Trump hid documents for a year, he played cat and mouse
in
for
Melania's
a year.
underwear.
Well, hold on. Let's not go down the rabbit hole. The Mar-a-Lago thing, I believe, was absolutely a play by President Trump. And the FBI and the Democrats fell for it, is that he basically baited you. Yeah, come on in. Come on in and take me. Come on in. And you did it. And it wound up being over nothing. And it looked like a horrible case of lawfare. Here's my pivot point that I want to end on. Adam, how are you guys, as you are now dangerously close to your own populist reformation movement that may be justified in terms of grievance over affordability? I think it is. But socialism as an answer is a death sentence. Why don't you guys just go after what's in the big, beautiful bill and make your case on that Democrats would have done better? Why screw with this other stuff that'll never end well?
Because listen, I didn't think Trump's Epstein ties were that deep until he started acting like someone who's terrified of the truth coming out. He's constantly biting. And I think this is the framework. It's a window into how he covers up everything else. When he lies about who pays the tariff and says that for some reason other countries pay the tariff, he's lying in the same way as when he's lying about the Epstein files, or when he's lying about how much this new bill increases the debt long term. So I think he lies about all of these issues. And at the very least, we can use this to create less dogmatic supporters who listen to us on other issues. So part of it is political strategy. Of course, Democrats will harp on this, but also, honestly, I didn't really think Trump's Epstein ties were that deep, but you got to admit, isn't this dude acting really strange every time he's on camera? He's like,
I'll tell you why I think he's acting strange. And look, if I'm wrong, Adam, please come back and stick it in my face. It happens all the time. I'll tell you why he's acting strange, in my opinion. And Scotty, I'll give this to you and then we'll go. I think Trump is completely flummoxed as to why people care about this so much, because he does not believe there's a client list. He does not believe there's a list of people. Yes, he threw out Clinton and Summers because that's what he does. He threw it out there so that a chooch like me would have to talk about it, which I am.
So that's where the clips end, but I want to wrap up with a few key points. Adam Mockler was absolutely right about Merrick Garland dragging his feet. To believe Merrick Garland was going to aggressively go after Donald Trump on the Epstein files is unrealistic. Chris Cuomo tried to spin that into a talking point, but in reality, he was echoing a MAGA defense. Adam Mockler also nailed it when he said Donald Trump looks like he's running scared. This Epstein story is one of the few issues that's actually created cracks inside MAGA. Sure, the hardcore base will never leave him, but some supporters are frustrated, and that matters. And finally, Chris Cuomo is just out of touch when he dismisses the progressive energy in the Democratic Party. The momentum is clearly with leaders like Bernie Sanders and AOC, pushing for Medicare expansion, lower housing costs, and economic relief for regular people. Adam Mockler highlighted that contrast well, and it shows why focusing on these issues is such a winning strategy. Let me know where you stand. Do you agree more with Adam Mockler or with Chris Cuomo? And if you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. And